Hi, welcome to the Red Sofa. As promised, Morgan, my dog, will be in these videos. Yet again, nice and quiet, as soon as I start talking to a camera, he's there. Yes. Right, so today I want to talk about why do I say so much, because that's annoying. I'm sure it will annoy you all. Maybe it's a drinking game for you all, so whenever I say have a shot. Don't do it, you'll be very, very drunk. Today I want to talk about batteries and their health. So UK, we've been in lockdown, so we shouldn't be out on our bikes, etc. Plus it's been winter and a lot of people only ride when the fair weather's here, which is coming. Spring is coming, happy days. So what I've done is I've got myself a battery charger. Thankfully my bike was still in use once a week, so just short journeys to get His Highness there some food, so the batteries still kept going and the bike itself has kept going. It's a all weather riding. But what I've opted for is one of these. I'll put links in the thing. None of this sponsored, it's just my choice. You make your own informed decisions. This is what I've done. So it's the CTEK MXS 50, and it's basically a maintenance, there's a drink, a maintenance charger for your batteries. So looking on the website, I've got a screen just behind the camera so I can read that. It has got temperature compensation, which I'm no mechanic or anything like that, I'm just going by what I've read. So temperature can affect batteries in a lot of ways. If you charge them too quick when they're cold and things like that, it can affect how they charge and how long they last and stuff like that. Obviously, we don't want to be buying stuff and then with our actions making them last less. I don't anyway. So yeah, temperature compensation. So depending on what the temperature battery is, the outside area, things like that, it kind of fluctuates how it charges, stuff like that. Happy days. You can also use it for your cars, for those of you that got cars. I haven't, I'm just on the bike. So it'll go from a little bike battery all the way up to a bigger car one. And it does it in gradual stages. So the first part of it, so the technical thing, charging voltage is 14.4, 14.7 and 15.8 volts, maximum of 5 volt. Basically it's good for bike batteries. It's got 8 steps, fully automatic charging thing. So what comes in the box? I'll go into that first. So you obviously get the box. You get a charging unit. So one end is your normal plug, UK plug. Using the States you do 2 prong things, but we use those. It's got a mode selector, and then here is your LEDs which says which stage it's at, and then a selector. You just press that to select what it is, and yeah, it just automatically goes off. On the other end is that connector there, which is like a 2 thing. I'll show you what goes onto there. You get a little bag to house it in. That sort of stuff as well. In there comes these little crocodile clip things which go onto the cars, I think, and that sort of stuff. Or if your mate's broken down and you need to bump start them. So that just plugs into that. I'll show you why it's important in a bit. So that you can just put under your seat and your pannies if you've got those. And it's there ready to go. Obviously you've got your manual with all your safety features and that sort of stuff, how to use it, how to plug it in, proper idiot's guide, worth doing. And then I've taken my battery out already, so there's my battery, and you get this thing as well. So to connect it, all you have to do is unscrew those things there, put those little lugs in, which are just rounds, connect your neutral first and then your positive, double check that. I will speak to my mechanic friend who will probably shout at me and say, no, you've told them wrong. When you're connecting your battery, it's the red that you put on first, so you're positive, and then you're neutral. When you're removing the battery, you move your neutral first, and then you're positive. There we go. I said I'd check. Anyway, so that comes in there as well, and that has got the same end there, but it's also got a waterproofing thing as well, because this stays on your bike. So once that's in your in its little holder again, that just stays in there underneath your fairings or wherever you're going to put it, and then you just come along and plug your charger bit into that, and off it goes, because obviously this bit's then plugged into your wall in your garage or your extension or whatever, however you do it. But you don't have to take your bike apart to maintain your battery. That's the point of it. I like that. Just take it out, push that down, so push it down at the back there, and it just unclips. There's a little kind of lip on there, but that stays on. I'll show you where I'm going to fit it and things like that as well, because I'm sure you're really interested in all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so there's that. That's what comes in the box. I bought mine from Amazon. Cost about £70 or so. On Amazon they range between about 70 to 80 quid. And yeah, I think that's worth it, because apparently it makes your battery last for up to 3 years or 3 times longer. I'm all for that. What does it do? Right, so reading the thing there, so I've got some correct information. It's complete battery care, a unique patented system to recover, charge, maintain all lead acid battery types to maximise performance and extend the life of the battery. Yeah, perfect. They also do one that's for lithium for the newer batteries out there as well. I don't need that because it's lead battery. Apparently it's safe and easy to use. It's easy to use. It didn't take me long to figure out how to do it. I had no problems doing that, and I've got 0 mechanical things. From those of you that have seen some of the other videos, if I've posted them in the right order, I've got no mechanical knowledge at all, but I'm going to progress with you guys. You know, it's going to be a learning curve for me, for you. Might be some how not to do it. Hello Morgan, can you sit over here please? Over there. Thank you. And I've got a very friendly dog. Yeah, so basically you can just connect it and forget it. That's their little catchphrase for that. So, happy days. It's got a 8-step charging thing. So the first one, basically, it's got desulfurization. So it's like a pulsing voltage, apparently, to help the battery and things like that. So any sulfate in the battery plate, it starts restoring that capacity. Then does a soft start, that's stage 2. So it tests to make sure the battery can actually accept that charge. Otherwise you're just going to be wasting electric. So it's got that self-check as well. If that fails, then obviously you need to go out and get a new battery. The third step is then like a bulk charge. So that's where the temperature thing comes in. So it charges to a maximum current until about 80% of the battery's capacity, apparently. How it works out what that is, I don't know. That's technical stuff that it does. I don't need to know it, it does it. And then the fourth step, apparently your battery's ready to go at this stage. So it charges a declining current so that it optimises you to 100%. So stage 3, it whacks as much in as it can. A bit like when you're having an all-you-can-eat buffet, isn't it? You sort of, and then you sort of slow down just to make sure you can get that dessert in. That's just me. Yeah, I digress. So step 4, it does that, and your battery's ready to go there. Step 5, it then analyses your battery to make sure it's holding its charge. Again, if it can't do that, then you need to replace it. Step 6 is something they call a recon stage, so it's reconditioning. So it's a function that is for batteries that have gone flat. So for example, you've left it in the garage all winter, you've not turned it over and all the other sort of stuff that we're meant to do, but life happens. So you can whack it on for that and it'll fix all that sort of stuff. And then the 7th stage, you get a little green light at this stage, the others are all orange. It's got a floating thing, so your battery's fully charged, so it just keeps it topped up. So you can just leave it at that until you ride your bike or whatever. And then got a step 8 where it's a pulse maintaining thing. So when it's monitoring, if it drops down to a certain level, it'll start to do that. And yeah, so basically you can leave this in your garage, plugged in, and it'll just look after your battery, all done. Which, yeah, perfect. It's also got something called AMG and reconditioning. Reconditioning we've touched on really. So if your battery's completely dead, it'll cycle through, so it does all that sort of maintenance and stuff. And AGM, I'm not 100% sure what it does. It's not something that I need to worry about because I think it's for stop start things. So apparently some batteries have got like a jump start thing on there, so if it's gone flat it still holds a charge where you can basically kick start it, but mine hasn't got that, so I don't need to do it, but it does all that as well. So that's why I've got this particular charger, because my little 125 I've got at the moment hasn't got all these mod cons and things. However, when I upgrade my bike, I've still got all this to play with. And so yeah, there's the bump on that one. And what I will do is in the next part of this video, which I'll merge on miraculously when I come off this red sofa, I will show you how easy it is to just pop it on there and where to put it. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go and do that. See you soon. So here we are at the bike, about to put the battery on. So first things first, undo the seat. For those that don't know, you've got a little lug at the side, pull it back and lift it off. It's then just a matter of unscrewing you in there.
Really ready for painting. What new shoes? Yeah, oh,
new shoes. So just unscrew that. That then will just unclip on this particular bike. And there's the terminals there. So I've got the fuse bits that can tuck up in there. All my leads. So the lead for the battery charger and the lead for my heated gloves, now spring's coming. So as always, connect your positive first and then your negative. So I'm going to loosen that off. What I do need though is my socket wrench. Okay, socket wrench. So just undo that positive charge. For those of you watching this saying that's a leather jacket, that ain't vegan, you're right, it's not. However, before I went vegan, I already owned it. So rather than just throw it away, I'm going to use it until it's no longer got a life in it, and then replace it with something it isn't. As I say, you do you. Right. I'm sure there's a less fiddly way of doing this, but I always find the awkward ways of doing things. Just get that to bite in a little bit. There'll be people out there watching going, oh, get on with it. But like I've said, if I can find an awkward way of doing it, that's what I do. Right, so that's that all connected to the bike now. Let's get that back in. So cover ain't going to go there anymore, but you know. Right, so this bit there I'm going to put coming forwards. So he'll just tuck in there, and what I'm going to do is do it so it goes round the frame of the bike. So I'll hold that in place. And this bit will go, because this is for the heated gloves.
I'll get mine out. You can close mine if you want.
Thanks. So you've got loads of wire there. My plan is to have that coming out just above where the seat would pop out. But thinking about it, that probably isn't a good move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it so that it comes just up through that gap there. So that's where the seat sits, and then that will then pop where that cover is. So pop this cover back on to make sure that's going to work. Yeah, that should work quite nicely. So we've got a lug there and a lug there. Make sure it's not going to pinch. Come on, in you go. Tighten everything back up. Go on, in you go. There we go. Nope. As I said, make things difficult. Don't cross thread things. There it is. Before I put the seat on, I'm just going to turn it on, make sure I've connected everything fine, make sure it doesn't explode. we're in neutral, so we'll start her up. Yeah, no problems there. So we've got our heat gloves there, and just at the bottom here is the battery thing. So that can just tuck in there. Put the seat back on. I always find these a bit fiddly, but they've just got lugs there, lugs in there. That's the locking bit, and then here you've got little bits for there. And then on the back is the locking bit goes into there, these bits go into there. I know it's idiot's guide, but when I first got my bike I had no clue what I was doing. So for those that were like me, there you go. So I find marrying up the back ones so they're gonna go in is the best way. Push that down, and then as that slides forwards, should all fit together. So that's going to sit more here, and then we've got this one here, and then there's a wire there, so I'm just going to tuck that on there so that it's all nice and tidy. Right, see you soon.